Howdy everyone. This is just a very short intro. This is my family dollar haul. Okay, our family dollar doesn't have very many crafting items, especially not even Christmas crafting items. These are not part of it. I was toying with these for today's video, so I'm going to move those out of the way for just a moment. My big haul consists of a 2024 calendar. I'm going to open it real quick here to take a look at some of the images. Or actually, you can just see them plainly on the back. So, 1 second, and I'm going to put my little knifey-wipey away. And these are the scenes within the calendar. I thought, wow, how very calming. And I could really use some calming right now. I have a subscriber who's going in for surgery tomorrow morning. And it's a surgery she's been wanting, and I'm so happy for her. But that doesn't keep me from being concerned, you know. I mean, that's just how things are. Somebody goes in for surgery, you get concerned. So for her, I wish her all the best. This is one of the other items. I was able to get one so that I have somewhat of a shorter reach. So I'm not having to hold my arm way up in the air to try to keep from getting in the resin when I'm bursting bubbles. And I'm hoping it's going to be easier to light than the big one there, because that big one I struggle with all the time. I'm always trying to get it lit and it won't light. I have to push down with one hand and click with the other. I can't do it just by my thumb and fingers. So, I don't know how high or low this is. As I said, at the low, it's on lock. Oh, there's a lock on it. Oh, that's going to be so much easier to use. Let's see, can you hold it this way? Oh, that's a lot harder to do. So, much easier that way. Awesome. I am so happy with that. I might have to go back and get a few more. So now I can put the big blue lighter away for barbecues and use that. And then, like I said, not much for Christmas crafting, not even much for Christmas wrapping. This is what I was able to come up with. This is almost like in a Temu haul, isn't it, folks? Look at this. Both packages. Luckily, I'm not after it for the tags. I'm after it for the bows. I wanted the red, the green, the blue. There's only one green put into this. That's really sad. And these bows are really, really tiny. But I don't think they're tiny enough to go into the one item that's today's video. So, on to the thing that goes into today's video. It is a large snowflake star. And it's a star, actually, a snowflake star, because it is long on both ends here. And then, well, let me take it out of the bag, because I know it's getting annoying. So, yes, it's long right here and here. And then it's got the short little points there. And so, yes, it is a snowflake star, or just a star. And it's got little marks in here that look like rays. So that should be very interesting. I really wanted bows that would actually fit down in there. But, as you can tell, I might. Yeah, excuse me, bad throat. I know that was sad. But my throat is drying out. But yeah, not a single one of those bows is going to fit for their intended purpose. Maybe I can find another purpose later. So anyways, on to day 14 of my 25 days of Christmas. My plans are, and unfortunately, there are only 5 colors here, and there are 6 points here, and another 2 points here. So I am trying to figure out what to do. So what I have come up with is I'm going to take all 5 of these colors, and I'm going to mix them. I'm just going to take a little bit out of each one, mix it up in a cup, shake it around, and then I'm just going to dump them in here, a little bit at a time. I do have to build up some resin in the bottom here a little bit so that the glass isn't actually touching the mold itself. The same thing in the middle. However, the middle is going to be a solid color with very few of the other colors mixed in. And because it is a star, excuse me, I was thinking this beautiful silver would work just fine for that. And then just a hint of the red, a hint of the blue, a hint of the green, and a hint of the gold. So that's where we're going to go with this. So it's all still going to be mixed, just less mixed in the middle. Alright, I'm going to put you on pause while I set things up to go. Alright, I wanted to bring you back real quick. I did find some other things that I could put in the center. And yes, I brought you a little closer so that maybe you could see them. Okay. I have these little pearl beads. They are not with holes in them. They were from a bunch of crafting stuff I got ages ago. And that little star right there, that little blue star, it has kind of a, it's so hard to see these things, I know. Oh look, I have gold glitter on me already. And I haven't even opened any of it. But that little blue star, I'm going to actually place that little blue star so that it faces forward in the mold at the bottom right there. And to keep it from floating, I'm going to go ahead and put some UV resin down in there. And the same thing with these little balls. These little pearl-like balls. Just going to fit them in however they're going to go. And we're going to throw some UV on them to keep those from floating as well. And just put enough in so that they're seen from all sides. So that's 6 that fit, sort of. So I'm going to have to put a 7th one in the middle to make sure everything is seen from the sides. Yeah, trying to catch them's been fun. One spun off somewhere out of control. But I figure if I fit these in, they'll be seen from everywhere. And so that's what, 9 in there? And then the glitters are going to go into here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these in a cup real fast so I don't lose them. I probably will anyway. There we go. And I'm going to mix my glitters first. I'll be right back, and then we'll UV that little star down at the bottom, and then UV the little pearl balls on top. And we'll probably start with the one in the middle. So, and yes, you use very little UV resin, and I mean just a very smidge. You only want enough for there to be the UV resin between each item that you're choosing, and then cure at every time, at every addition. You don't want to do kind of just throw it all in attitude, because then sometimes your UV resin doesn't set in the middle. You could get it set on the top and underneath, but sometimes it doesn't cure in the middle. So you have to be really careful with that. So I'll be right back. Okay, I thought maybe you wanted to know how much I'm putting in of each color so I don't have it overtake the whole project. You'll see some tape on the back of that package because I don't have anything to repackage these in. That's about the amount that I just dumped in. That's all I want of the blue. So you want to get all that pieces of glass. I don't know if this is actual glass or not anymore, because it's actually sticking to the bag with static. That's usually the sign of a plastic of some sort. So we're going to close that off so I don't lose any. And stick it out of the way. Same thing's going to happen with the red, and I'll get to that one real quick here first. Whoa, no, we don't lose those little pearls all over the place. Get that cut open. Same thing with the red. Just a small amount. And if I don't close that off right now, I will be in trouble because I do have a tendency to knock things over. Just a little bit right here. Then fold it down tightly over and tape it up. Now the green, I can add a little bit more. It is not as overpowering of a green. So we're just going to add maybe a little bit more than that. There we go. And today, yes, I'm wearing long sleeves. I had to go outside. Oh yeah, an update on my eye doctor appointment yet. Yeah, on the 11th, which was actually yesterday. Well, it didn't happen. After carefully selecting an optometrist to go to, after not being to one for 12 years, I got there. Well, let's put it this way. Before I got there, when I first made the appointment, I have something called Care Credit, which is how I pay for the larger costing items when I don't have the full amount in cash. So it's, you know, kind of like it's kind of like a credit card. Yes, you do get charged a finance fee, but health-wise, that's why it's called Care Credit. I kind of needed to have some glasses, so they said, yeah, we take it. So I got there yesterday, and when I asked them, well, how do I add the Care Credit, because they don't charge for it over the, there at the office. And the lady looked at me and she says, "We don't take care credit." I was like, "But I called you when I made the appointment. I asked, do you take care credit?" And she says, "No, we don't do that. Maybe our office in Newcastle does it. And maybe that's who you talked to." I said, "No, I called the Worland number." Yes, I'm sorry, I just said where I was at. But there's lots of places like that I found in the United States, in every state. Not every state, but most states. So, anyway. So, I was dumbfounded. I got there expecting to be able to get my eyes done so I could get my prescription and be able to get my glasses, and I lost my spoon. Oh, it's in the cup. Never mind. And that's the answer I got, was they don't take it. So I'm like, okay, well then I guess I'll have to wait a little bit longer. 12 years. It's been 12 years. Might as well wait longer, right? And actually in January or February of next year, it will be 13 years. So that's the problem with getting my glasses. I have been rescheduled, but cannot get in there until February 12th. So I'm a little disappointed. Okay, I'm a lot disappointed, a lot upset, and this could have all been avoided had the person I talked to on the phone not been either incompetent or a liar or whatever, but it won't happen, not until February 12th. So I am making do with my broken glasses and bad stems and another 2 months. But I guess if I've been at it for nearly 13 years already, I shouldn't complain. I had made an appointment back in, the very beginning of 2020. And, of course, you know what happened in that year. And my appointment was April that year. So, yeah, it never happened. I got called and said, "Well, you can't come in today. We're not taking patients right now, blah, blah, blah." By the way, my regular physician said that too, that year. Had to get a new one. So, yeah, small heart condition called AFib, and other health problems that needed to be seen by a doctor all the time. And I wasn't seen by a doctor until November 2020, I think it was. And even then, it was like I had the plague or something. And he stood away from me. They checked my vitals. That was about it. He asked me a couple of questions, and I gave him answers. And, well, he didn't have any answers for me with my questions. So that was the extent of that visit. All right, now before I add these crystals, these glass pieces, I think they're glass. It might be. They sound kind of like it. Before I add them, I am going to go ahead and get the middle set, get a little bit of resin poured in each one, and I might just put a drop of actual resin in there and let that go. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but I'm also going to sprinkle these glitters here into each one of these. I'm not going to add the glitter into here or the resin itself. I like it better when they are sprinkled directly onto the mold. So I'm going to go ahead and open each one of these. I am wearing my desk mask and trying to fight these hiccups. I really am. They're driving me insane. That little black spoon of mine goes, oh, there it is, goes everywhere. So I don't want to touch the glitter, but I'm sure I'll have it all over the place anyway, so we're going to put just a little bit of dusting here, and I will go back over with the brush to do this and spread it. And I'll even pull some out of these ones that have more to put into the ones that have less. Okay, get this all readied up. Close each one as I go. I'm sorry, it's been a really bad allergy day for me. Even though it's winter, there's a problem with my allergies in the winter because pine trees are still out. I haven't had a real Christmas tree in, I don't know, 40 years, 45 years, because I became allergic to them, and it does mess with my breathing a little bit. Okay, make sure that's dried off somewhat. Okay, that was just the normal white glitter. This is the, and it's fine. And this is the iridescent white that's fine. So I'm just going to put some more in there. By the way, dampening your spoon prior to using the glitter helps actually keep the glitter from flying too far. It does not keep it from floating in the air. Now this is the chunky and fine glitter together, and it is the normal style with no real iridescence to it. So of course we don't want too much of that, and we want to actually get some of the chunky in there. We already have a ton of fine. And there goes a bunch of more fine into that one. I do wish I could get the chunky without the chunky fine mix. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's put a little bit more of the chunky part into this one here. And anything left over will be dumped out. And then the other one I'm picking up is the chunky fine iridescent. Isn't it fun when you try to open these things? Might help if I had the spoon right side up. Now if some gets in the middle, that's okay too. That's just going to help with the sparkles. Okay. Got as much in there as I'm going to. So now just comes the spread around and dump out, and we get to the rest of this. Alright, I'm going to put you on pause while I do that. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and UV the blue star down here in the bottom. But what I need to do is get that blue star back out. And I don't want to be chasing this around. So I created a little cage there, but I can see right now it's probably not going to work so well. Not really. It's because there's a lot of static buildup. And it's trying to follow whatever is staticky. Which apparently seems to be me. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. Now that little guy was pretty staticky. Alright, I am going to put a glove on to do this. And I am doing that because, you know, even UV resin can burn you. And you get it on you and you don't get it off, and then, well, even alone without the UV light, it can burn you. So, I'll get my little, this one here has so very little UV left in it. UV resin. So I'm putting just a drop. And I do mean just a drop. Then we're going to turn the little star over. Try to position it just the way I want it to go. And of course it didn't go that way. So we'll use a stick to push it around a little bit. There we go. Now it's getting to be where I want it to be. Just try to get it level. Alright. Now, for this, I'm going to use my little flashlight. And I'm going to pick it up and go underneath first, because I don't have it floating in UV resin. And we're going to cure it as well as I can. I know it's an annoying light up there. Now I'll cure it a little bit from the top here. Wow, it's such an annoying light. That's why I have it aimed away from me, not at me. A lot of the chunky glitter did not adhere to the mold, by the way. Some did, but not a lot. Now we do want it cured up here a lot, so that when we put the little beads in, that will also cure well. It's almost time for my husband to get through the door, and so the one our husky, the one we nicknamed, his name is Baylor, but the one we nicknamed him Yellow Dog. And that kind of came about because, well, he always knew when we were talking about him. So we thought, well, okay, let's just change the game just a little bit. And so we did. We started calling him Yellow Dog when we were talking about him, but not to him. And yes, he's very smart. He figured it out. So that game had to change. Okay, that should be pretty well stuck right there. I don't move it around and sit there and do this little thing because it serves no purpose to do that. Okay, that part's done. And how we tell is we grab a toothpick, and where the little UV is, you press on it, and there's nothing sticky. It's hard. Okay, so it is set. Now we grab a little bit more UV. Just a little, and move it around the center. Unfortunately, this has to be a little bit more of a higher level. So now comes the beads. We drop one down in the middle, and that's exactly where I want it to go first. And no, that one won't be seen unless it's from the back. But it's to hold and support the others. And this one I do want set as is so that the UV will grab these as well, but I just got to thinking about depth-wise. Oh, depth-wise I'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, light this up. Okay, I'm going to put you on pause while I get these beads set. Alright, just a quick catch up. I had to, of course, move it to my heat mat. And then I noticed, as I did when I first got this mold, that the fins underneath are a little twisted. So I've come up with this little solution. Oh, look at that. I'm taking two very thin stir sticks and taping them together. Oops. I will be taping them together. Oh, for Pete's sake. It was so simple the first time with the others. Alright, burnish it down. Make it stick to itself. Okay. And then, like a pair of chopsticks, spread them open a little bit. Hold them open, get them under the fins area, slide them in until just touching, and then I'm taking UV resin and sticking it along the side of the sticks themselves. After I get this settled up, where it's even, and this will give the sticks some support. Okay, now all I have to do is get it even all the way again, and get that UV set. Now, the middle portion, I did go ahead and put it under my bigger UV lamp, 3 minutes, top and bottom. I want this set really well. I was going to use tape and it was slightly working, but then I realized, wait, it's going to be on a heat mat, and the tape would heat up and of course unadhere. So there we go. Now there's nothing really that I can do about these others that are twisted pretty well, but they're not twisted so bad that the fins, these spikes are really wonky. These, however, were really wonky. Alright, I'm going to put you on pause, mix up some resin, and be right back. Alright, I've got my resin mixed. Now the only thing left to do is to get this sprinkled in here and mix it well enough so that hopefully we can have it a little bit floating everywhere. Oh, the darkness from shadows. Definitely want to get all that in there. Very staticky in that cup. So I'm going to try something. Well, got most of it. Okay, let's get this. And now, of course, the glass sinks. So it is glass. Some of the shards are a little floaty. And I wanted to get it mixed here very quickly and try getting this glass to settle in to about as many places as it can. Always try to put your glass at the top side up there. I mixed up 120 ounces, or not ounces, milliliters. So about 4 ounces. Now remember, I do have auxiliary molds for overflows, you know, when you get too much in everything. Make too much resin. Get some of that pretty glass up there, maybe. Alright, let's see what we can do about really getting it distributed here now. A little bit of red, green, gold, silver, blue. Some areas will probably get a lot more in them, but we shall see what we can do about even distribution of color. Not the easiest job. Okay. This one here needs a lot more. get some of this clear resin in. Now, I was pretty much sure I wasn't going to make the required amount to put in here, but I had no idea what that is, and I still don't. So we are looking at with the inclusions and what I mixed up. Now see, this one here is bent pretty good. I'm going to try to move some of that glass to up here. Let's try to get the rest of this glass into this one here that seems to have been really shortchanged. Now, I may have to work on fixing that one too, because it is really tilting. Well, maybe if I don't bump it, that might work. And it looks like I might have made enough. I'm just moving the top of the glass a little bit here. Of course, everything will settle down with the bottom if it's going to settle. Okay, it looks like I mixed enough. I am almost domed even. So, with the inclusions of the glass, then 120 ml of resin. That's what it took for this. If I were to add a couple more inclusions, it probably would dome. But as I said, I have a big problem with, I guess I'm doing this backwards on this glass down here. With the fins trying to turn sideways on me, so I don't want them to go overboard. And if I have to, I will back it later. This one here is cresting on that side. Alright, I think it's good to go. I'm going to put the tint over it and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, this is still warm. I can feel the warmth in it. It did have a slight bow here and here on this side, but it did not spill over. It did shrink down, so this one here's got more at the tip than this one here. More at the tip than this one here. My board is quite level, so it's not my board. It is the mold. The little stick idea worked fabulous. So I will hold those around forever. So, let's do this. I'm going to turn it upside down since it's still a slight bit um, bendy, maybe even more than a slight bit. We'll start peeling it away. That'll work better. So it's going to take a definite little bit while to completely cure, but it is unmoldable. It's got a little bit of ridge here. And here comes my dog to be Snoopy again because Mom's talking. Isn't it amazing how your pets always know when you're busy and needing a little bit of non-pet time? Because they don't want you to have any. Because they're supposed to be all you have in your world. And for me, mostly that's exactly true. They are. They are 90% of my world. Okay, getting it released from the bottom there. Let's get this removed. Gotta be careful of the nib area here. Definitely a little bit extra soft there for some reason. Oh, because it's a lot thinner anyway. So I'm going to do my special little trick here. And we are going to take both fingernails right underneath there. And we are going to work and pop it up. Isn't it funny how it's always we and when one person's doing it? Okay, we got it out of there. And I still said it, didn't I? Alright, here we go. And one Christmas star coming up. Okay then, everyone. Let's try this again. One Christmas star. One Christmas star. See, I'm keeping my hand there. I don't want to see it until you can. What is going on here? Okay, I think we got it. Alright, ready? And voila. Wow, that turned out better than I'd hoped. And this will be kept flat this way to finish curing. But let's lift it up and let's take a look at it. Focus in, camera. You can do it. I know you can. There we go. It has lots of the glitter, sparkle. The glass is really nicely mixed. Let's turn it sideways so that we can get a better representation of it. Wow, that is not bad at all. Okay, everyone, that's day 14 out of the way. That means we have, what, 11 days to go? Of course, I'm ahead of schedules here with this, so it's truly 13 days to go at this point right now in recording. When this gets up, it'll be just, oh my goodness, 12 days to go. So thank you all for watching and seeing how things can be handled when you have a wonky mold. It is definitely a doable situation if it's wonky. There is a little bit of roughness, I just noticed, but it is not bubbles. It is because the glass and glitter were at the surface of the mold itself. So if you can, and have UV resin sitting around, go ahead where you know the glass is going to be at, and put some UV down and harden it first so that your glass doesn't sink to the mold itself. Wow, that turned out spectacular metal. You can almost even see the little star. I just noticed that it's barely there, but it's there. It's slightly darker than the pearl parts. Okay, anyway, if you liked it, thumbs up, leave a comment, give it a share, and I want to thank all my subscribers. You guys are really great people. Thank you for being part of this channel, and if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing so, and then hit the notification bell for being notified of future videos. And well, holidays are here. Christmas is almost here. Okay, peace out, everyone.